Hello everyone, my name is Zeotrax, and today we're taking a look at a Minecraft movie. A Minecraft movie follows Steve as he is taken from the real world into this blocky world where he can let his creativity shine. Soon he is joined by others and they must work together to escape this overworld. So, Minecraft, I know of it. I've played a little bit of it now. We all know Minecraft. It is like one of the best selling games of all time. And so this movie has been in develop. What I don't think a lot of people realize about this movie is that it's been in development hell for a really long time. Um, an, announced in 2014, it went through so many different scripts and changes, and then this is what we settled with. Kind of like now, unlike the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, which faced similar issues, I wasn't really that excited for this movie because the Five Nights at Freddy's movie looked like a promising adaptation of the source material that we all know. And while I do have issues with it, I still love it with all my heart. That movie means a lot. Oh, hey, look. That movie still means a lot to me. This movie, on the other hand, it's not good. It's not a good movie. I didn't hate it. I didn't hate the movie, but it definitely is not a good movie. A Minecraft movie is actually like a lot of fun, but when you actually get down dirty and look at it, it's just riddled with issues. Bad acting, pacing, horrible green screening, an unserious tone, which I'll talk about. A lot of it didn't really bother me because again, I do think that the film was really fun. And let's start off with some of the things that do actually work for the movie. I think that the movie is genuinely funny most of the time. It works that the director has done a movie that I've liked a lot, Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre, which I haven't seen. So that kind of awkward sense of humor shines in here, and it can get pretty outrageous here and there, but it works for me. It's really hammy. It is a dumb sense of humor, but it got me laughing. There was a joke near the end of the movie with the main villain that I thought was genuinely really funny, and a lot of it comes from Jason Momoa, who is a massive highlight of this movie. He does not take the role seriously, and he hams it up quite a lot, trying to be serious. Like he's like, "Ugh, oh, what? He's a macho man. That's what he is. Jack Black, on the other hand, um, he's Jack Black. You know, that's just that. These two are definitely the most fleshed out characters in the movie. And that's the thing I'll get into in a minute. Now, visually, for this movie, outside of green screen effects and just things involving humans, I think it actually looks really good. I know we were really unsure about whether or not the designs would translate well into live action, and outside of I'd say the sheep or the cow, a lot of the designs actually look really good in live action, and I think they did a great job translating it. Um, the translating the game into live action, I definitely do think that they sort of avoided an ugly Sonic situation because creepers look good, bees look great. I like the pandas. Iron golems looked great too, and they definitely had a cool sound. Villagers looked weird, but what can you really do about that? My issue really is the CGI is really good. My issue, however, is really the world. For a game that has an expansive, generative world that, um, that has, such a vast valley, I feel like it doesn't really, it lingers around a bit. We really only, we're only by the portal where they come in, then in the village, the Woodland Mansion, and then just a big, I feel like that's another thing that I had issue with the movie, and it was kind of something that I was scared of going into it. Not scared of, but like expecting was whether or not the movie was going to take advantage of Minecraft's expansive open world. I mean, the Nether doesn't even get that much attention. I think it is. It's simply really just that fortress that we see, or that bastion, because it's piglins. Um, yeah. And another thing that I was surprised about, kind of, I know I just talked about it, but there is like a genuine sort of there is a genuine respect and understanding of where the game is. Um, a lot of love for the game and community. Each prop, item, and multiple things are given a lot of care. Again, I really like how the items look, like the swords, the blocks, the a lot like translating those sprites into 3D. I do think those look good. For most of it, though, Jack Black's Steve just kind of exposition dumps, and an issue of the movie. It's an issue of the movie that you can sort of understand, but I'm trying to. You can understand why they did it because of the fact that you're gonna have people in the theater who don't really know Minecraft, right? So yeah, you're gonna have him explain Ender pearls, flint and steel. This is a crafting table, and it definitely bogs the movie down a bit when you look at it from like a different point of view. However, so a lot of fun of the movie comes from the reactions in the theater that we had. Uh, Chicken Jockey. Everyone started screaming at Chicken Jockey. No, everyone in sync was like Chicken Jockey. Started cheering, hooting, and hollering. It was insane, and that elevated a lot of the movie for me. It was like really fun, and like for events like that, when the entire theater is like collectively like you know not like cheering, like it's a community. You feel like at home. Now, when that little boy who keeps running up and down the hall, so his parent kept having to get up and kind of block a bit of the screen for me, that's not cool. Or when the little girl in her booster seat next to me had to narrate the movie really fucking loudly. Yeah, I can see it. This is why theaters are dying, folks, is because of people who don't know how to take the hell out of the kid. Okay, that's a different thing. Oops, I just reset it. That's sort of where my praises end for the movie, though. Other than the fact that I did have a lot of fun in this movie, um, there are some genuinely cool elements. There are cool ideas and some genuinely funny moments. There's a cameo in this movie that I want to talk about, and spoilers, because I think it's really cool. The characters are really flat. We follow a brother and sister called Henry and Natalie, and I feel like there's supposed to be more, because we know, like, this is how their development goes. Henry wants to be creative. Natalie is overprotective. Their mom is dead. That's the fucking thing. And then Emma Myers' acting in this movie, it's so fucking horrible. You know, like I don't doubt she's a bad actress. No, I'm not calling her a bad actress, but her acting in this movie was just not good. And same with Henry's actor. I think Sebastian Shaw? I'm not too sure, but he wasn't good either. Dawn is a real estate agent who likes animals, and that's as far as she goes. Why is the real estate? Why is the girl? Why is the person who sold their house in this adventure? Who fucking knows? It's just these characters are given like no development and like no actual reason for you to care about them. Now, Garrett the Garbage Man, which is Jason Momoa's character, is given like the most depth, I'd say. An 80s gamer who's living like a loser, who's like a loser. And it doesn't really go as far as that, because like midway through it, they sort of just drop that idea. And again, and Jack Black as Steve is such a miscast. And I know that Steve doesn't really have a character in the games, but this is just Jack Black wearing a blue sweater. Which, by the way, uh, fuck. Okay, that's lovely. That's fucking lovely. Love that everything just came. Hold on. As I was saying, Jack Black, Steve, his fucking V-neck sweater. Fuck. His fucking V-neck sweater. Um, he's given a V-neck that has blue in there, despite the fact that Steve has a like lower cut. What was that about? Like that's really weird. And again, the movie has some serious pacing issues, like bad pacing issues. We rush through Steve's origin like super fast, and then we just kind of wander around naming things in the middle, have a fight, and the villain sucks. She's barely really a threat, and a lot of the movie just felt underwhelming. It doesn't take itself seriously in parts that I feel like would have benefited for it to be taken seriously. They tried doing a fake out death with a character in the movie that, like, it's not really going to mean anything because that character because no one really has like an emotional reaction to it. Plus the trailer spoiled it, so like the movie has a comedic tone, and I'm like completely fine with a movie having a comedic tone. My thing though is that in moments that should have been taken a bit more seriously, they just didn't really focus on that a lot. And that was like one of my biggest issues. The story is weak. This is a bad story. That's it. Like the theme, there's like what's the theme? Be creative in a survival game. Like a Minecraft movie is exactly what you would expect. Not really a good movie. I didn't hate it. I had fun throughout it. I wouldn't say it's so bad it's good. I mean, it kind of falls into that category. But you can have fun with it. It's not a good movie. So C minus, you know. Let's talk a few spoilers. That doesn't work still. First off, probably the movie. Yeah, that fake out death. It didn't work. Secondly, because I said first off that would have worked. Secondly, two post credits. By the way, I forgot to mention this. So throughout the movie, Jennifer Coolidge's character, who is the vice principal, falls in love with a villager. That like we knew that. I was looking forward to that because I wanted to see how far they would take it. Everything in the trailer, other than the post credits, yeah, that's in the movie. That's literally all the footage. Um, yeah, I think it could have been cut out because it's just a waste of time. Honestly, it wasn't even that funny. The payoff. The second one is like the actual like legitimate post credits, and it's Jack Black going back to his old house in the real world, which he goes back to at the in this movie, and meeting the new owner, Alex. Hey, I like that. That's cool. It's different than I thought how it would be, where Jack Black would be in the overworld. She flies through the portal, gets up, and it's like, where am I? And yeah, I thought that's how it would be, but it's like the most obvious choice for a post credits. It's like Sonic having tails. If you're gonna do a Minecraft sequel, ooh, that's probably a title for the. That's probably a title. If you're gonna do a Minecraft movie sequel, then you're gonna have Alex in it, and that yeah. didn't really expect it to be like that, but I'm curious on what the sequel will be. Maybe the Ender Dragon. No Wither in this movie though. So yeah, I mean it's getting a sequel based off the box office. Last, I want to talk about the three cameos. So early in the movie, Garrett has a auction for parking lot garages, I think, and Dan TDM just shows up, and I'm surprised no one like noticed. I noticed. I pointed out to my friend sitting next to me, and I was like, "Hey, yeah, that's Dan TDM." I'm guessing it was because he didn't talk or he had a hat on and you couldn't really recognize him with the hair. I recognized him. Jeb also showed up, but I imagine that no one would really recognize him at a glance. I feel like okay, I I know why he's not in it. I know why he's not in it, and it's like yeah, no one was expecting him in it. Notch. I feel like if Notch were to show up, we would recognize him more because I, I don't know my history. I think Jeb was the co-creator with Notch. Like he joined on. For those who don't know, Jeb is the current runner of Minecraft, co-creator of Minecraft, and I think now it's Jeb and Jen because Notch left Minecraft in 2014 and is actually I think fucking blacklisted because of all the shit he said. Which, damn. Yeah, and this last one is something that was got an actual reaction, and probably the best one. So when in the village, in the village they in the village they're walking, and this pig walks out wearing a crown. Natalie's like, "Is that a king?" No, no, that's a legend. That is so cool. That's like genuinely so sweet and so cool that they included that because like I like it's so cool that they included that because of what he really meant to the community, and that's what I meant by saying that the movie does have like a love and appreciation for the community. If you look at the behind the scenes, it did seem like they did care about making this movie. Apparently Mumbo Jumbo was a consultant on this movie about like how some redstone traps would work. We see a few redstone things like the lava chicken and whatnot. Yeah, Mumbo Jumbo was a consultant. I think LD Shadow Lady too. I would have loved if popular MMOs showed up, but I imagine because of his like legal record, they probably didn't want him near. Plus, I feel like he's not as popular as the others. Kind of just thinking off that Minecraft story mode chapter. But yeah, Technoblade meant a lot to the community, and to see him get acknowledged like this is great. And rest in peace, Technoblade. That's it. Really, not much to say. That was those were all my thoughts. I'm not gonna go scene by scene talking about what theories I want to do for the second movie because I'm just gonna let that one happen. Uh, Next review is probably either a surprise film or most likely Daredevil. Until then, check in, jockey.